Excellent. This is Lewis, 22. Lewis? Hey.
Yeah,
hey.
I'm here.
You're on with Nikki Sixx.
Hey, guys. How you doing today?
We're good.
All right. I wanted to find out that I have been dating this girl for about 3 months, since May or whatever, and I wanted to find out, I had cheated on her with a girl that I had been seeing off and on for like past couple of years. You know, we were, bed buddies or whatever, and I'm really kind of conflicted on whether I should say anything to her, because I'm like I'm cutting off with the girl that I cheated on her with. I'm cutting off all of that communication and everything like that.
How long into the relationship did you cheat?
A couple of years.
No. You're 3 months in.
Uh-huh.
How far in did you cheat?
Twice.
Oh, I knew there was more than once here. When was the last time? Let's put it that way.
Maybe about a week or so ago.
If you had said 6 weeks in or 2 months in, I would have said, you don't really know if it's a boyfriend or if it's going to work out. You're sort of going back to your old stomping grounds. People in their 20s treat each other like hell. But 3 months in, you're almost getting a pattern going here. I don't know. What do you think? Should he tell her? Are you afraid? Are you scared of this relationship? Are you afraid it's going to get too close?
Kind of yeah and kind of no. I mean, we've had our ups and downs, and I listen to the show quite frequently, and I know that, she said to me that she talked to me, and she said briefly that her dad was a bad guy. I know that I have problems on both sides of, my mom and dad, and, my dad was a bad guy, and, it's just, I don't know. I'm really, 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 really.
Okay, I get it. Lewis, thank you for being so honest about this. What do you think, Nikki?
Well, it sounds to me like he's having awareness that he needs to break the chain of what's
abuse.
going on. Yep,
Yeah.
Abuse, yeah.
And so, how should he do it? Here's the conundrum. If he tells her, he may be telling her to sabotage this relationship because it may be a real relationship that scares the hell out of him.
Right, I can hear that.
If he doesn't tell her,
he's building a relationship on dishonesty.
We've got some dishonesty going, and by the same token, if she doesn't have to chase after him, she may sabotage with him.
Right.
Because she's used to the chase also.
The problem with, the honesty is that you're going to have to deal with the outcome. But if you want to set you're correct. If you're sabotaging, it's one thing. Yeah. It doesn't sound like you have a lot of role models in setting up being honest in relationships.
Right.
So it's like something you gotta look at.
I can't tell you what to do, Lewis. I think that you're thinking about it and you're as honest.
That's good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Because it is a conflicted situation and it's honest to be conflicted about it. I don't have an answer for it, except I would say be very clear if you decide to tell her that you're not trying to push this away in some way. Okay, and that you're clear why you're doing it. And if you're clear that you've stopped and it will not happen again and it's not an issue and you don't want to put this in any sort of jeopardy, I still don't know what the right answer is, but I think just keep struggling with it, okay? You'll come up with the right answer. Right? This is where the higher power concept comes in. Turn it over. Turn it over a little bit and see what happens. Nikki Sixx is our guest in here tonight. The phone number is 800-LOVE-191. Again, helium members, type love and hit jump. We're going to hear a song off the companion CD, wouldn't we call it that, for the Heroin Diaries. But we're going to do that after this break, and so we'll be taking your calls in the meantime. I'll be back with Nikki Sixx after this. Hey, everybody, it's Loveline. Striker is out. I'm here with Nikki Sixx. The phone number is 1-800-LOVE-191. The book is called The Heroin Diaries, A Year in the Life of a Shattered Rock Star. The book comes out on September 18th, and there is a CD that comes out with that by 6 a.m., and we're going to hear from that in just a couple of minutes. We were talking about the kinds of things in childhood that you hear about all the time on Loveline here, but the things that trigger addiction, too. And Nikki was just telling me that in his book, his family comments on what was going on. His diary excerpts are there, and then Mom brings in what was going on. And as usual, family is sort of in denial about the impact of their behavior on you. Yeah. It's got to be painful. I mean, I can understand why they would deny. They do love you in their own way.
Well, and they've been living for so many years with their version of the truth. So when they were interviewed for the book, it was like, what was it like having Nikki as a 6-year-old boy you took off. And she's like, oh, that's not how it went down.
And then your grandfather?
My grandfather goes, what do you mean that's not how it went down? You left him on the porch. And we went and come pick him up. And they're fighting inside my book. And my sister, God bless her, she's in there saying, I don't know what to believe. And then I'm coming out on top of that going, maybe now you can understand why I was so messed up.
You know, it's crazy. If you read Clinton's diary, Clinton's book, My Life, whatever it's called, he discusses some unbelievable traumas. And then just goes, well, I guess mom was busy, or I guess, I wish parents wouldn't behave like that. His mom went to nursing anesthesia school and just left him for like age 6 to 9 with some aunt and uncle or something. Just left.
Right.
And then
those are very important years.
Profoundly traumatic for kids. And then later, the stepdad was trying to kill the brother or something, and he had to step in and beat the crap out of the stepfather. I mean,
so he became the hero.
But then the comments were like, God, I wish stepdads would behave like that. It's like, oh my God, this changes how your brain develops. For crying out loud.
Yeah. So he was revealing the source of a lot of stuff that he probably ended up acting out.
Absolutely.
But as the nice guy writing the book, he was like, oh, it's okay.
Well, what's the big deal? I dealt with that.
Yeah, and a guy like you's reading it going, wait a minute.
Well, not just wait a minute. I'm thinking, oh my God, the things he's not saying here are just profound.
Yeah.
Just profound.
When you have an
jumped
awareness,
up out of my chair.
Yeah, when you have an awareness of stuff, it's like all of a sudden someone walks in a room and they say something and you look at them and you're like, what they said doesn't matter, but I know what they said.
What they meant, what I felt, and what they didn't say often is more important.
Exactly.
All right, this is Jacob. What's up, Jacob? Hey there.
Hey, what's going on, Nikki?
Hey, man, how you doing?
Not bad. Hey, I just wanted to say you're one of the 3 reasons why I picked up the bass. I love you guys. I saw you guys in Fresno back in 2005. I was just wondering, what was it like being on top, making millions of dollars, and then having that heroin addiction? Because as a kid, growing up trying to make it like that, I was wondering what that was like, and then how you would
now answer that honestly, because he's giving you actually a really difficult question to answer honestly.
I can tell you that in a real short snapshot of this long story, because we're limited on time, is I read my diaries in '81, and I had a dream, and it was about everything that I achieved. And when I went forward and read the diaries in '86, '87, it was mind-blowing that the kid with the dream, I was like, what happened to that kid?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of layers to this that we could talk about, but the bottom line is the drugs took the dream away. And it was very bizarre because I could have moments of clarity, I could have moments of having fun, but something was always tugging me back. And, of course, I think I used the drugs to deal with those things, like I talked about my mother. But it's a very confusing feeling to be on top of the world and feel alone.
And to be having fun in moments, but then feeling deeply empty.
Yeah. I mean, I could, to be honest with you, it would have been better if I would have just been depressed. Because I could have gone, there's a problem here. But, you feel really good on Monday, and then Tuesday you feel funky, and Wednesday you're in a funk, and Thursday you're on top of the world again.
Right.
And it's not bipolar, but I can relate to what it must be like to be bipolar.
It's a roller coaster.
It's a roller coaster, and it's manic, and it's insane, and we use the cocaine to get up, and we use the heroin to come down, and we use the girls to feel whole, and it's a dog chasing its tail. And I tell you what, if you have a dream for music, stick to the music, man.
Is that it, Jacob?
Is that it?
I was also wanting to know, how would you, what would your advice be for a friend trying to get another friend clean?
Wow. How old is he?
How old is he?
He's 20 years old.
Oh, boy. What drug?
Crank?
Oh, speed.
God.
Oh, geez, it's hard. Because they are really not in their right mind. Their judgment is so impaired. What do you think?
What are you going to suggest? Because that's actually off my scale, the crank. I don't know.
I offered to pay for rehab out of my own pocket.
That's very nice, but beyond the call, they're other than rallying everybody in his life to be firm with him. Is it he or she?
He.
Yeah, be firm with him that they will no longer tolerate his disease, but they will support his recovery. Important relations, family, whatnot, to Al-Anon. That's about all you can do.
Is that a good time at that age? Because you can say, we will not support you.
Right.
Excuse me, not only financially, but emotionally, blah, 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 blah. And you, at 20 years old, you might be depending upon that. And you know what I'm trying to get to?
Yes, no, I do.
Like an adult, I could say to you know what, I'm not going to support you as a friend. I'm not going to be there. And you could say, you know what?
Screw you.
Screw you. I've got my car, I've got my house, and I'm going to go barricade myself in there and
you
die.
have some leverage at 20. The other thing that always blows my mind that people don't do is go ahead and call the law on them. If they're going out driving loaded, if they're possessing, bring it down. Bring it to bear. That may save their life.
Right.